the Best Industrial Research Award 2017 by Institution of Engineers, Roorkee chapter. He has received Dr. Ajit Singhvi Institute Chair Professor in 2018. He received National Gold Award for E-Governance 2019-20 for outstanding research on citizen-centric services for the project Satellite-Based Agriculture Information System. Currently, he is working at Head of Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, and Professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department. He is also the coordinator of RailTel IIT Roorkee Center of Excellence in Telecom. He is also coordinator of Center of Excellence for Drone Application and coordinator of Common Research Technology Development Hub. He has started a startup, the Gandhi Technologies Private Limited. He has guided 30 PhD students and 20 are pursuing their PhD and guided more than 66 MTech students. He has published more than 325 research papers in reputed international, national journals and conferences. He has developed a ground penetrating radar and several other products. His main research interests involve ICT publication, artificial intelligence, computer vision, deep learning, machine learning, data fusion, satellite data application, and many others. Now we are very thankful to Dr. Dharmendra Singh sir for presenting his keynote address. Sir, please start.
Okay.
And let's
Are you able to see my screen? My slides, are you able to see, Harsh? Dr. Harsh? Hello? Hello? Harsh?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
sir,
Yes,
your
sir.
your screen is visible, sir.
Okay, first of all, thanks to Professor Harsh, and really thanks for inviting me for this wonderful event. And everywhere the word cybersecurity is grooming like anything. So then our duty and responsibilities are much more. There are two type of things: awareness, and second important thing for detection and prevention of the cyber crimes or cyber attacks. And nowadays, everybody knows that the word machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning is flourished like anything. And there are many pros and cons for the both. I am not going to discuss because I have given only 1 hour time. And in 1 hour, it is very difficult to discuss a lot of things. So, so what I would prefer that I will be in 1 hour I will be presenting or I will be discussing a lot of technical points and some glimpse of the artificial neural network or machine learning, and then how to correlate or how to do the things, because people have just started. So for the machine learning, for the cyber security. So first part of the presentation is very basic. What are the terms we have to use? And second part of the discussion is where the machine learning part can be useful, and some part how we can effectively use. There are two things. I think everyone has some because it is very difficult to discuss in front of unknown speakers, and another very difficult thing discussing without seeing the face. So first 1 minute or 2 minutes just for synchronization, and then it will give me it will help me to how to start the the today discussion. So I think that everyone has some um, computer science or electronics background. Just one or two can reply also. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And so I will go little fast, and some points and some slides I will be sharing with the hers, and after that you can take it. So as we know that the cyber security, and just think the key point in the mind is should be machine learning. There are a lot of technical challenges, and with the help of the machine learning, how we can solve it. That is very important. For example, if I say policies, techniques, technology, process, in all the in all the 4 points, machine learning can help. But how it can help, what would be the methodology, how to proceed, that is our job. So collection of policies, techniques, technology, process to protect the confidentiality, integrity, availability of computing resources, network, software program, data from attacks. So this is the, in nutshell, we can say that this is the this is the overall we can define the cyber security. So nowadays the next attack will be not from the bomb or from the bullet. Next attack probably attack will be the cyber attack or something like that with the cyber only. So they everything will be freeze or everything will be destroyed or something like that. So therefore, all over the world, this topic is booming like anything. So a lot of confidentiality, everything, integrity, availability, computing resources, network, software, program. Because once you are saving or once your system is inserted in any network, then you are not knowing what kind of data, what kind of things you are spreading, or in the system, what kind of things are there. They are taking the data and they are sending to someone. So, for example, just now a lot of news was there with the some softwares, with the some mobile app, a lot of data. For example, with the Zoom, also a lot of data. It is automatically going to the some server. So, also a lot of things are there, and you know that the policy document, if truly I can say, nobody is reading it. So a lot of the small, very small things in on top the 6 or 8 it is written, and nobody just everybody is agreed, and then go forward. Once you agreed, then you are giving all your information to the unknown person. So machine learning is cyber security. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, and with this group, I would recommend that we should be very clear that what is the difference between the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Machine learning is a part of the artificial intelligence, but how artificial intelligence makes the difference from the machine learning, that we have to understand. Threat detection, automation, data science. If I say the machine learning part, so first important thing for any cyber security, the early detection. As early as possible, you can detect it. And then after that, you have to go for the cure. And second important thing is that either prevention. You should have some very good security, and then you can prevent with the any attack. So there are two things: detection and prevention. And once it is detected, then you have to go for the cure. Once it is prevented, means automatically it is filtered in somewhere and it is not going up to the last node. Data science algorithm, I will be discussing little bit about all these things. So I will be going little fast because a lot of technical terms are there, because my after 20 or 25 slides, that is much more important how to link with the machine learning. But some technical terms you must have to know that prevent attacks, detect security breaches. So cyber defense mechanism exists at following levels: application, network, host. Because nowadays what I have seen that people are just started to use. Okay, we have to use the machine learning. We don't know how to use, for what purpose it has to be used, and for what application it has to be used. That is a very important. So the cyber defense mechanism exists at the level of application, network, host, data, and tools used for protection include firewalls, antivirus software, intrusion IDS, intrusion detection system, intrusion protection system. As I have mentioned, that two things, detection and protection is the key word. So somebody can work for the detection, somebody will work for the protection. I will little bit discussing about that. I have just started some work last 2 years, across 2 years in this area, and some solutions for the phishing attack detection and all other things, how to prevent or how to detect as early as possible. So three terms you can say that: early detection, detection, and the prevention. Challenges in cybersecurity: number of internet connected systems increases, attack surface increases. Pretty well known thumb rule. Attackers develop malware and zero delay exploits. So that is a challenging, how you can detect the malwares and all other things. Zero day exploits encountered previously, but variations on a known attack. Cyber defense system generate voluminous data like security information event management system. One of the most challenging elements of cybersecurity is the quickly and constantly evolving nature of security. That I am trying to say, that how we can introduce the machine learning for this constantly evolving nature of security risk or nature of attack. The enterprises network comprise of mainframes, client server model, closed group of systems, CGS. Attacks were very limited with viruses, worms, Trojan horses being the major cyber threats. So we are knowing that. So therefore, you will be seeing that, you are knowing that very frequently we are getting the updates of our antivirus softwares and whatever we are things. So a parallel team, it is just like a rat and cat. So the focus was more towards malware such as virus, worms, and trojans. Use of data science, and these are the some whatever I have just shown you. These are the some basics. What are the different attacks, detect security symptom, how we can do the cyber defense, challenges, how we can face the, and then start with the data science and data analytics in the cyber security. So data science correlate events, identify patterns, detect anomalous behavior in order to improve security for the defense program. So data science has their own role cleaning the data and cleaning the data, making the data useful. And once I say that the data, so anybody can define how you can define the data. Anybody can? What do you mean by data? What do you mean by data?
Any fact
The data is
or
something
figures
which is
collected from the different sources.
Anything else? And how we can, what are the properties of the data? Properties of the data.
It should be consistent.
Anything else?
Uh,
If I give you the data, n number of means we have a enormous voluminous data. If I give you the data, so what you have to check? What will you check? The matrices or check
Sir,
the data?
redundancy is to be checked. It should be cleaned.
Yes.
as
Yes.
per the requirement,
Yes.
so that
Anything
it
else?
can be more consistent,
Anything else?
and it should be grouped as per the particular condition.
The grouping is the different aspect. The matrices for the checking the data, one point is good, redundancy. Second one,
Integrity.
huh?
Integrity.
Integrity, no. What
So
the
the
matrices, what the property we have to check in the data.
Consistency
so
should
the
also be checked,
information
sir.
should be
Ah,
consistent,
ah.
complete, accurate.
How you can define the accurate in the data we don't know accurate or not,
Hmm.
because it's just simple raw data. So we have to check the redundancy, we have to check the consistency. Anything else? And we are seeing the data statistics. What are the variations? What are the pattern of the data? So data statistics simply means, if I say the data statistics, so zero level or first order statistics is what are the how the statistical variations like mean, variance, or their distribution, how it is distributed. So that is one of the most important thing. And then after that, once we are seeing that, then we can do the correlation. We can identify the pattern. Simply means what type of distribution it has. On the using of that, we can use the pattern. So once we have a data, so data cleaning, after that checking the redundancy, checking the data statistics, and then we can perform whatever. Because the most important thing for any machine learning algorithm is the input data. If your input data is a errorful, then output will be always error. Data analytics in cyber security, NITS, network intrusion detection system, inspect packet transmissions. So we are knowing that signature-based systems, anomaly-based systems, whatever be the things. Now, if you have seen that in the ATM and all, very soon it is going to be there. Either the same person is putting their pin or not. So by pushing, so the behavior what we have, the behavior of pushing the pin, the pressure, how much pressure he is putting on the pin, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for that particular, for each person, their behavior is very different. And it is somewhere. So if you are doing 2-time mistake or 1 time, so automatically SMS will come. You are the same person or the different person. Just verify that thing. So a lot of things are going on for this security and all. Deep learning in cybersecurity, deep leaf network, DBN. So there are several. And what I would suggest in 1 week, if you are here and after doing that, nowadays RBN, CNN, GAN, RNN, a lot of models are there. And but we have to see what are the missing. Missing is that which model is suited for which kind of data. That is the most challenging part. Everybody now in Python and all, a lot of libraries are available. Everybody just using, either they are not knowing for which kind of data, which kind of network is important. So it is the role of the computer scientist. We have to critically analyze. We have to see inside the network, and we can say that okay. And therefore, I have mentioned that first you have to put the data matrices, data evaluation parameter. Okay, if this data has this evaluation parameter, if this has a this type of variations, or this type of things, or this type of independency, or this type of correlation, and what kind of network. Otherwise, if you will be applying, you will be seeing that approximately all networks in a very basic model, all networks are giving approximately the same result, same output. So it is very difficult to understand which network is very good or very bad. at 1 or 2% increasing or decreasing is not very prominent for some cases. So the matrices, this is the most important slide. How to evaluate your output. So the matrices, so there are 4 terms: true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. What I am trying to say here, if in the whole batch, you don't have to hit for all the things. You can hit for 1 or 2 topics or only 1 topic only. True positive means some malware or some phishing element is there and we are detecting. True negative means it is not there and we are not detecting. False positive means false positive means false positive means
It is there, but we cannot detect it.
we cannot detect. And false negative means
It's not there and we are not
It is
trying to
there,
find it
but
out.
it's not detected.
no, it's there and not detected means the false positive. False negative means
It's not there, but it's detected.
yes,
Yes.
it's not there, but it detected.
But
It is detected. So therefore, this is a very important matrix for any type of output evaluation or any type of classification. If I say this is a simple problem of the classification, and once we are knowing the classification, we are knowing that there are 2 type of mainly classifications: supervised and unsupervised. So I will discuss later on the details about details about that. And on the basis of TPT and all the accuracy, precision, recall, and what I would suggest that this is, you can see that sensitivity. What do you mean by sensitivity? Because this is the very important, how much sensitive your model is. Sensitive means how we can say that sensitive. If we have this graph, this is graph A. Actually मैं जो हूँ ना 16वीं शताब्दी का जो है, मैं बोर्ड पे पढ़ाने वाला टीचर हूँ, मैं बोर्ड पे पढ़ाता हूँ. So it is very difficult for me to, ये सब चीजें जो है ये पीपीटी से समझ में नहीं आती until unless you are not. So which is more sensitive, A or B? This is x-axis. This is y-axis. How we can decide what is the, how we can decide the x and how we can decide the y? What parameter should be in x? What parameter should be in y? Anybody? 2 वे करिए, 1 में नहीं, थोड़ा थोड़ा बोलते रहिए, मुझे लगेगा सब लोग जज रहे हैं, अदरवाइज लगेगा मैं ही बोल रहा हूँ. Yes. How we can decide what is x, what is y?
Sir, the section where you have written that thing is not visible to us.
Huh?
Your full screen is not visible.
Now it is visible?
Yes, sir.
Cropped, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now it is visible. Yes. Yes. So tell me how we can select the what parameter should be x, what parameter should be y.
Sir, with respect to input that is X, if there is a lot changes in the output Y, then we can say it is more sensitive.
How will you decide?
Sorry, sir.
How will you decide which is input or output?
In this case, I think X is input and Y is output.
So what parameter should be in X, what parameter should be in Y? कौन सा पैरामीटर है X पे और कौन सा पैरामीटर है Y पे? कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं कि कौन सा X पे लेंगे, कौन सा Y पे लेंगे? How we can decide which parameter we have to take X or which parameter we have to take Y? X is a independent variable, Y is a dependent variable. This is the thumb rule. Maximum cases X पे जो है independent variable and Y पर Y पे जो है dependent variable रहते हैं. Then if I am asking which one is A or B, which one is the more sensitive, how you can decide? कौन सा sensitive ज्यादा है? Which one is more sensitive, A or B?
Sir, A.
A. Why?
A, sir, A.
Why?
With respect to X, Y is changing more as compared to B.
So therefore, this sensitivity parameter is very, very important. So we have to check once we are developing the model. So sometimes we want that our model should be linear or should be constant. So according to that, we have to check the sensitivity. If I draw a line like this, then what reflects the C? C reflects. There is no change. C reflects this line C. Are you seeing or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's seeing that
Yes.
this line is
Unsensitive, not sensitive.
insensitive to the X. So whatever be the changing, so sometimes we want what kind of algorithm we have to develop according to the user requirement, and that time this sensitivity is a very important term, and always this is the prerequisite. Once you are developing the model, you have to tell the user, okay, accuracy is this one, precision is this one, and the sensitivity is this one, because sometimes we want that our data, our model should be more sensitive. More sensitive means if very, very small change, then it should be detected. So therefore, if you have seen some data center, so we are putting the threshold in our devices like switches and the other. How to put the threshold based on that, how much sensitive. So sometimes you may be seeing that if you are in a if you have a very good device, so sometimes you may be seeing that a lot of internet link is not working, or a lot of site is not working because of we have put very sensitive or some threshold. So a small change or a very small change can be detected. False positive, false alarm rate. As I have mentioned that now the challenge is how to reduce the false alarm rate. So FP. So we have a false alarm rate score, F1 score. Negative predictive value, specificity, and you can see that there are two terms, the sensitivity and the specificity. The specificity or true negative rate. So okay, how much true negative we are getting? So generally people are using the two terms, so sensitivity and the specificity. So by which one can know that how your model is working. This is the model evaluation parameter or model matrices. Cyber security database for deep learning. So I will provide this slide. So a lot of database are available. You want, you can start your work. So Google Play Store, Content, Darbin, Virus Total. So a lot of databases are somewhere available. Synthetic data set for insider threat detection. Email data sets of common corpora of emails, enroll spam, spam, SIM, links spam. So some data set are always available. And then if you want, you can check your algorithm and all other things. Cyber applications of deep learning methods, malware, as I have mentioned that malware classification, I will little bit discuss because it is a two classes. Either the threats are there or not there. Detection. So once it is a class, so if I say that if it is a class, so now there are two classes, class 1 and class 2. Then the important is how to label the class 1 as a threat and class 2 as a non-threat. And that is comes under the detection. That will say that will label your class, which class has the threats and which class has not the threats. So various methods are there using RNN, CNN, DABN, classification using GANs. Cyber applications of deep learning methods, domain generation algorithm, and botnet detection. What is the botnet? What is the botnet? What is the botnet? Anybody?
So it's a kind of system.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
kind of computer system that is the part of any netting information
Botnet is
unethically.
basically a security threat. Uh,
Botnet. Anybody else?
where a group of system basically attack some system, some server from various location. It can have different location and they can come together and they can attack together.
Sir, in other words, botnet is nothing but a group of instructions work in his own intelligence, like artificial intelligence. They
Because still I have not come to the artificial intelligence.
Sir, botnet is like a software hacker. Sir. As a hacker hacks the systems, the botnet is nothing but a software hacking program which keeps on analyzing the network and based on the owner, it is going to hack the systems.
Anybody else?
There are different devices and which are connected and they are being affected by some threat or malware. Same kind of the set of threat.
Anybody else?
Sir, a botnet is a number of connected devices on which there is some malicious software, maybe spam or something, which is used for the attacks like DDoS and DOS and spamming and all. With you like using zombies and other things, the attacks can be triggered.
Yes. So botnet may be a lot of internet connected devices, and each are running. That is the one or more bots, and that is used to perform distributed to the different platforms and the different services. So botnet detector means inside your, in nutshell, if you say that, inside your network, some system is compromised. If some system is compromised, then it will be it will be harming to the all system, whatever we are connected with that one. So that detection of the botnet means which system. If, for example, thousands of systems are connected with the same network, and then how the things are, which system is giving that one. Earlier, what people has to see that if you have in a lab or whatever with the thing, so you have seen that your PC is not working or something like that. Because if some floodings of spam or malware are there, automatically whole earlier once we were in the layer 2. So the person from the computer center or the person, the administrator, he used to come here and he used to pull out all the land one by one, and he was checking that, okay, by this land card or by this land or by this land, either some more spams or more malwares are spreading or what is it. But now in a layer 3 structure, once we are in layer 3, we can do all the things without looking out, without manual intervene, with automated this one. So this is the one of the most important thing, how we can use our deep learning method for all these purposes. Drive-by downloads attacks, so modified CNN, denoising convolution neural network, file type identification, so well-known Shannon's entropy. Entropy means entropy means entropy is zero, or entropy, as I have mentioned, that we should not have to run for just applying the any machine learning things. We have to understand what is happening inside the thing. There's still a lot of questions, a lot of things are unveiled. So entropy is showing the randomness. What is the randomness? It is in between 0 to 1. So you can see that, as I have mentioned, if we have to define our data. So at the defining the data, there are a certain parameters. So on the basis of that, we can define the data. We can see that which kind of network is important, for what purpose we are trying to do it. So different models, as I have mentioned, that DBM, RBM, autoencoder, RNN, ladder network, dilated, a lot of things are there. But why I am showing here, because today time is less, so I have not done a very huge study for all these things. But for some network, I have done. Why, what kind of data is required, why it is giving the good result, why it may not give the good result. So now there are two things. Once we are applying for that, one is if I say you have to test your model, then you have the matrix. You have the matrix, you will be checking the accuracy, you will be checking the false alarm, and then for model, you will be checking the sensitivity and specificity. So these 4 parameters you are going to check. So if I say that, if you have to check the model, the accuracy, what does it mean? It means you have taken the certain number of training points, and in that you have taken certain number of points, in which you are dividing it in the training, testing, and development. So can you tell that what do you mean by training, testing, and validation? What is the difference between the testing and validation? Anybody? That if you are kindly note some points also. This is a very important thing. Training and testing with the same data set, whereas the validation is from the very, very different data set. But all the data are the level data. We are knowing that this is the attack, or this is not the attack, this is the intruder, this is not the intruder, whatever is the thing. So the important thing is that now a new term, how it is working out of the box. In the box, you have a label data, you have tested, validated, whatever. You will be seeing your model is working very fine. But once you will be seeing that, once you will be applying for a different kind of data or out of the box, you will be seeing that your model is not very well, proposed to give the very good results. So that is the very key, how to generalize the model. This is one of the again very challenging aspect. So therefore, because now in the era of 2020 where we are moving towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat, so we should be very careful because whatever we are going to do for this day before yesterday, I was just talking with one company that is the EC Council. They are doing the certification course for uh, this cyber security. So and they were showing that a lot of jobs, a lot of things are available, but it is available when once you have a model that can be implemented in a real scenario. So that is a big challenge. Therefore, we have a good communication. We have a lot of very good things. But until unless it is not applicable, and then use is very limited. Use is up to the knowledge base. So we should be very careful. So you can think how to make it usable. That is the challenge for next 5 years or 10 years. Once we are talking the Atmanirbhar Bharat. So network traffic identification, 1D CNN, stack encoders, spam identification, VPN, insider threat detection. So as I have mentioned that different techniques, which one is good, which one is for which purpose, we have to select. So there are two terms. One is the algorithm development and second one is the methodology development. So what I am now talking, that is the methodology development. Methodology means you have a different materials at a different pocket. For example, you have a spice, you have a cells, you have a rice, all these things. So which and you know that you want to make a very good pulao, and for that you have to know that how much spice, which spice you have to put first, whatever be the rice quantity, whatever be the water quantity, and when you have to put first, second, third. So that comes under the picture of the methodology. Yeah, then you can use. So therefore, if we have a lot of different network, and then how we can use for what different application, we should have to be know very carefully. So, which is my personal advice, don't run for all the things. Just try to concentrate one or two and very systematic way, just you have to make a difference why it is working good, why it is not working good, what kind of data it is giving the generalized good result, and what kind of data it is not giving the generalized good results. Border gateway protocol, anomaly detection, long short-term memory, user authentication, fast data injection, attack detection. So different methods are there. So this data set used. So I will share this slide with Harsh. So you can see that different data sets, because we should have some authenticated data set, so by which we can apply our algorithm and we can check our algorithm with some common node algorithm or with some latest algorithm, and we can compare it. And then after that, we can check our algorithm with a different new data set, or wherever we want to apply for that. So now I am moving towards the role of machine learning. 15 minutes, so I will go little fast. So in nutshell, till now I have discussed little bit about what are the different technical terms of the cyber security, and while keeping the mind how we can use the machine learning And machine learning simply means we want the less, as I have mentioned that once it was in layer 2, we were in the layer 2 configuration of our network. So person was coming and he was pulling out one by one cable and seeing that which uh, uh, which system is spreading or which flooding the spam or whatever with the thing. But now in layer 3, everything is possible without going there. You can automatically set that port. So, so that is a very important aspect. So now I am moving towards the so now I am moving towards the machine learning part. So the spam and phishing detection. So just last month we have done a very good work with some cyber security company that for for attacking the phishing information, which kind of user are there, and if that different kind of user, for example, a head is there, and after that their administrator is there, and different hierarchy in the office is there. So assistant manager, head of the team, and so by seeing their behavior, what kind of things they are seeing, and on the basis of that, for different person, how to give the different phishing name, and that we have just and using that artificial intelligence we have just developed, and they are deploying somewhere how to, and because for detection you must have to know that what are the main nodes where threats can become, and once you are knowing the threats, and therefore then you will be able to make any algorithm for detection. So special case spam filtering based on the textual content of email message can be seen. So a lot of things in email, you know that a lot of keywords we can put and we can block that keyword is there. Most successful spam filters are based upon the statistical foundation of machine learning based spam filters. So, and which is the, as I have mentioned, that application of efficient classifier. And in a spam filter, email spam filtering, so a lot of things are there. Email classification using the statistical approach, different spam from users' mail stream, and the success stories of Gmail. Now you are seeing that can be ascribed their timely transaction of successful use of machine learning for filtering not just incoming spam, but other abuse like denial of service, virus delivery, and other. So already if you are using the Gmail, a lot of services already. Now with the AI, you know that if you will write, if you reply, here automatically the replier's name come in your Gmail. So what you are going to reply. So it is my personal advice and request also with all the users, whoever you are using it, don't give the liberty to machine to control you. So for that purpose also you have to work. So therefore, I don't know. Earlier it was there that how much technological advancement you need. Otherwise, it is a very tough job uh, to control that one. So sometimes I saw some message. If we'll go to buy a pizza, if we'll order the pizza, you need a pizza by phone. Okay, so he will ask how much this cheese, this, that. So if you will put it, then the pizza person will reply, no, you can't take too much cheese because your cholesterol is high, you are a sugar patient and all whatever things. So please be careful while using all these things, advancement of technology. So, in that way, machine should not control you. You have to be your own control. That is the most important part. Malware detection. So as I have mentioned that it is a problem of the classification. So I will show you a little bit about how to use it. Can be divided into several classes depending on its purpose: virus, worm, trojan, malware, spyware, rootkit, whatever number of classes. According to that, you can put it. Intrusion detection, IDS. So intrusion detection, defense measure that supervises activities of the computer network and reports the malicious activity to the network administrator. And as I have mentioned that botnet is a network of the infected machine controlled by the attackers and misused to conduct multiple activities. So this comes under the intrusion detection. And we have intrusion detection means some system inside the network compromised. And if it is compromised, then the third person is controlling the system and it is harming to the other system. So I will share the difference also. Some of the part I have taken this one. Now I am moving towards the machine learning. So very quickly, because the time is very less, so I will go fast, just like some technical words: supervised, unsupervised, and the reinforcement learning. This is my very important point of research because I am a developer, algorithm developer. So for me, data is the data I can use once I am sensing what kind of data, what kind of different specialty of the data, and then you should have a cleverness how you are going to use the data. So supervised, unsupervised, and generally I am saying that supervised and unsupervised, generally we are making the clusters, known clusters and unknown clusters. It is a formation of the clusters. But in all the cases, you have to label the cluster, what kind of cluster is there. It is a malware or not the malware. It is a spam or not the spam, whatever the thing. So type of data, you can see that supervised learning, label data. So unlabeled data, you don't have any label. And reinforcement learning, no predefined data. So you can see that taking the information from the environment and then rewarding it. It is a what kind of so it is taking all the information through the environment and then deciding what kind of things will be there. So training, you can see that supervised learning, external supervision, this person is going to train to them. Unsupervised learning, no supervision. Reinforced learning, no supervision. So in this figure, last two figures, you have seen that no supervision means he does not know that either we have to kick the ball or we have to catch the ball or we have to kick the ball in which direction. So according to the environment, he will be deciding what kind of action he has to be taken. A, supervised learning, forecast outcomes. Unsupervised learning, discovery underlying pattern. That is the most important thing. On the basis of that one, and then reinforced learning, that is the learn series of action. As I have mentioned that here with the environment, he will be knowing that either he has to play the role of the goalkeeper or he has to play the role of the defender or he has to play the role of the forward player. So that different action, I learn the different action. So these things are very important: forecast, discover, and the learn series of action. Approach followed, supervised learning, map level input, own output.
சரி அனுப்பிச்சுட சொல்லு சரி ரெண்டுல ஏதோ ஓகேவோ அனுப்பிச்சுக்கிறேன் சரியா சாமி ஓகே
Yes, anybody?
ఓకే ఓకే నో ప్రాబ్లం.
Unsupervised learning.
కరెంట్ ఎప్పుడు?
Are you seeing the screen or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are seeing.
So just I will go little fast, 5 to 6 minutes more, because generally
Okay.
I used to take 2 hour class. I never used to take 1 hour class, because half an hour just for the very basic preliminary and the synchronization, and then because as I have mentioned that I am in the field since last approximately 30 years, and the most important thing for the developer, you must have to know that what is happening inside the box. So followed trial and error method, understand patterns and discover output. So these are the 3 things. Output feedback, supervised learning, labeled input, known output, unlabeled input, explore patterns and then give the output. Reward system, you have to, according to the environment, you have to give the reward. Popular algorithm for the supervised learning, linear regression, logistic, support vector, k-nearest, random forest. Unsupervised, K means a priori, C means Q learning, SASA, whatever that is. So I am not going to discuss in the detail, predict, precise, price of stock, classification, spam and non-spam, as I have already mentioned that. So I am not going to detail of the supervised learning that you can read by yourself. Clustering. Because these are the very important slide, because as I have mentioned that ultimately we have to make the cluster, and we have to make the cluster, and then how many points will be in the same cluster, it depends upon what kind of pattern you are taking. So clustering, you can see that clustering, social network analysis, market segmentation, astronomical, cocktail, whatever be the thing. Reinforcement learning. So as I have mentioned that just you have to keep in mind that it's based on environment, and then once you will be reading your any paper or something like that, so you will be you will be able to understand it is a reinforcement we have to apply. We have to apply the supervised, or we have to apply the unsupervised. Example of reinforcement: game theory, control theory, statistics, genetic algorithm, blah blah blah, a lot of. Few examples: risk evaluation, recommender system, self-driving cars. Application of machine learning. I am not going to detail of this application of machine learning. Just some, as I have mentioned that all these are the very important. What the parameters, which parameters you have to use, which loss function, which parameters you have to use. So there are 2 functions, loss function and the cost function. What is the difference between that? What is the difference between that? Loss function and cost function? Just you can note down.
Cost function is basically energy function.
And cost function? Just you can note down the loss function and the cost function, because what is the purpose of my this 1 hour is to understand the internal node of these techniques. So for neural network architecture, if I say, still a lot of work has to be done. What is the challenge here in this slide? What is the challenge? What is the challenge? Challenge is
just weight updation.
Yes, great. So how, because now neural network is taking the weights according to internal some distribution or internal things. But if you are giving the weights from outside, okay, no, I have a 4 features. This feature has a more weight. This feature has a less weight. Generally, you will be seeing that inside the box maximum people are giving the equal weight to all, but it is not the true. Some feature is very sensitive. Some feature is less sensitive. So according to the sensitivity, according to the user requirement, you can fix the weight. So that is a big challenge. Still, people are working a lot for this challenge. So computational graph or linear classifier. So how to regulate that? How to take the RW regulation term, and then you are calculating that. Gradient can be computing using the numerical gradient. What do you mean by gradient? Gradient. Gradient is delta y upon delta x. What I have shown you the sensitivity. How your model is. How your model is this. How your model is. As I have shown that different models are there: regression, recursion, multiple regression, non-linear regression, linear regression, whatever be that. So according to the need, you can select the what kind of gradient. You have to take slow gradient, fast gradient, whatever be that. So neural network and the convolution neural network, you can see that. So still it is challenging. Still people are not knowing how many hidden layer, how many hidden layer has to be taken. I have asked several questions by several people, but still it is a, just like for us, it is a black box. How many hidden layer? Because you have to select the hidden layer as a trial and error basis. Convolution neural network. So therefore, a lot of nets are there. As I have mentioned that for each net you have to be, and one of the important factor is the weight. Second important factor is the hidden layer, number of nets, and then you have to check what kind of data this is giving the, which network is giving the good result. So anywhere computer vision can be applied for utility. Convolution network measure tool, object detection. You can see that. So object detection, action classifier, image capturing, whatever be the things. You can do all the things. Image segmentation, face detection, infinite number of applications are there. Shift, this is the very important, how you are shifting. If it is some orientation, change in orientation, then also you got the same output. So that is one of the important things. And the action. So all these actions, why I am showing that, all these type of things we are doing with our any network data. So how we are using it, that is a very important. How to train neural network? There are activation function, data pre-processing, weight normalization, match initialization, setting up the learning process, hyperparameter optimization, and as I have mentioned that there are several activation functions. Just I will share some slides with the hers. Just try to write the physical significance of each, because time is not there. Physical significance of each. What kind of input and output required. So when we have to select required, when we have to select max out, when we have to select ILU or ReLU. So that is very important. What kind of data you have, what kind of activation function you are going to select. So all the some informations of the some physical significance of all these functions. Data pre-processing, as I have mentioned that we process the data. So if I say the pre-processing, what are the most important thing? Original data, zero-centered data, and the normalize the data. This is one of the most important thing. There are various normalization methods. You have to know that which kind of, because sometimes 0 to 1 or -1 to +1 is not working. So you have to know that which kind of normalization you have to use. Data pre-processing, so weight initialization, during weight initialization, when weight are too small, they collapse. When weight are too large, they saturate. So we should be very, as I have mentioned that, this is the one of the most challenging part, how to decide the weight. Proper initialization is an active area of research. So how to initialize, what would be the solution, whatever that. Match normalization, as I have mentioned that, activation as a unit, Gaussian, consider a batch of activation. So generally, so this is a vanilla differentiable function. So but you can change according to your data, according to your output. As I have shown that your output depends upon the four main parameter. Four is detection accuracy, false alarm, sensitivity, and specificity. So all the basis of four, you have to select all these data. That's normalization, different things are there. Setting the learning process, choose the architecture, training, you start with a small levelization. If learning rate is probably too low, loss does go down. And because this is, and therefore I have asked that, what you mean by the loss function and the cost function. And if learning rate is too high, loss will be exploding. So we have to be very hyperparameter optimization, network architecture, learning, cross-validation strategy, training on your training set data, evaluation. As I have mentioned that for any algorithm development, three steps are there: training, testing, and validation. And then the fourth step, which I used to add, and inside the box and outside the box. Your algorithm is working, how it is working from the whatever be the data you have with that, or and how your algorithm is working once the data is not in your box with a very unknown data set. So that is a very important aspect nowadays. It is monitor and visualize the loss curve. So you are knowing know that how very high learning rate, low learning rate. So you have to be seeing the loss function now in pattern. In each step, you can see that what is the loss function, what is the requirement. Summary, activation function, data pre-processing, weight initialization, batch normalization, set up the whole architecture, hyperparameter optimization, and a lot of data set I have shown you, that lot of data set available. For example, any problem you can start with your student and by yourself, and just you can see systematically. Once one problem you will be solved very systematically, then a lot of problem you can handle in a similar way or by changing a little bit. So thanks for your patience. Sorry, Vikram, I have.
Thank you, sir.
So, yes, any question? My mail ID is there, and you can mail me. Or any question, few questions I can answer. If you have some question, I can answer that one. One or two questions I can take. Yes.
Any question? Any questions from the audience?
As I have mentioned that Anita has asked some new research on it. A lot of research work is going on in each part. Still, it is not as saturated. Still, it is in a very infant stage. So, if somebody wants, they can do the wonders. Okay. So, okay, Harsh. Harsh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
so I
sir.
am leaving. I am quitting. Huh?
Sir, kindly
Okay.
provide the presentation,
Sure.
the
Some
Sure,
PPT
sure.
slide.
Some part of the presentation I will be providing. For
Okay,
me,
thank you, sir.
I used to discuss all these things on the board, because all these things what I have discussed, it is very difficult to make understandable with the slides, because all are the very basic and very important thing which has to be understood. So, but I will share some of the slides. Absolutely no problem. Okay. Okay.
Also,
Okay. Thank
recording
you.
will be available. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir,
Okay.
for
Thank
giving
you.
your impression. Thank you, sir. Just I want to tell all the participants that all the recordings will be available to you after the closing of this FDP. And
Okay, sir.
now this is the end of the session. In the next session at 2 o'clock, please join before 5 to 10 minutes before of 2 o'clock. Then we have Professor R. Ravi from is director of Engineering College, St. Francis Engineering College, Trinidad. So please join before 5 to 10 minutes of 2 o'clock. Then we will start. Okay. So lunch break is now. And if you have any queries or any problem for the during the session or for joining the for audio quality for video quality, please share it on a WhatsApp group or personal message. Then we will resolve it. Okay. And feedback for the Anita asking for the feedback. Feedback form will be available on the last day by the AICT itself. So we will not take any feedback. You have to give our feedback to AICT, and they will provide the link at the last day on 9th. And attendance is also recording on through the Google Meet. So there is don't worry about any Google form or anything. It will automatically we will record it. So please be stay with the all the sessions, and then we will conclude. Okay. So you may all of you may leave now, and then we will meet 5 to 10 minutes before 2 o'clock. Okay.
Thank you, sir.